In this video, we'll cover 10 mobile apps that were launched in the last 180 days and are all earning $50,000 or more. We're going to review these apps, but we'll also look at how you can prototype and develop them. Greg Eisenberg reviewed these apps in his video. That's where I got the idea. I wanted to take a look with my own eyes and explain how you can create these apps using N8N and artificial intelligence, and how you can start marketing and earning from them too. So in this video, we'll look at the apps one by one, what their features are, why they're earning well, and how they can be recreated. We'll examine all of this. Let's get started. We're truly in a golden age for making apps and earning money. Right now, thanks to artificial intelligence, you can launch a startup, create a mobile app, and quickly reach the numbers you'll see in this video. Because as I said at the beginning, all the apps in this video were released 180 days ago at most. That means they're 6-month-old apps. Flashloop AI, viral video generator, those talking baby videos, dancing characters, and so on. It's a system focused on creating those kinds of videos that are shared on TikTok and Reels. I'll show you in a moment, but why does it work? If you ask about this app, basically it helps people create the kinds of videos they want, fun videos where they can put themselves into entertaining scenarios. For example, with this model, you can make talking animal videos, cosplay costumes, or even see what you'd look like if you lost weight. You can also create apps that show what you'd look like if you aged or similar transformations. Flashloop looks like this. So you can see it there on the Apple Store. And with this, you can create videos like talking animals or baby videos. It's an app where you can choose different video models. I thought, how would we do this with AI? And I quickly made a prototype. And you can see it right before your eyes. I did this with Roarg. You can also continue with Cloud Code after Roarg. They work well together as a pair. Here, just like before, you can choose the model you want. Runway, then VES Air model, you can select them. Let's fix this. An error occurred. For example, we can also fix the error right here. Let it be fixed. That's the beauty of Roarg, but it's not just Roarg. These things can also be done with any app developer. Now, while the error is being fixed in the background, let me keep talking. We're also doing things in the background. With the most trained one, we'll strengthen this application. How will we strengthen it? It's very simple. When the user sends feedback from here to the most trained one, the feedback will go to the most trained one. And from the most trained one, just like we connect to video models, we'll create the video. The video will automatically be uploaded to this user's database. Because when making the request, the user has an ID. Since we send it along with that ID, for example, let's say we set up that ID in SAPA base for the most trained one to the background, because this application will have user login. Let's refresh it like this. After the user logs in, we can use SAPA base here as well. Each user will have their own storage space. Similarly, when retrieving from NetN, we'll call it to that user's storage, and it will be visible here for them. You can see it like this. You can do all of these here. They're writing the prompt. There's only one video. There's also the Emushtu video. It's very easy to connect the workflows and do this for these. Especially with NetN MCP, it has become child's play. You can do this in this way as well. This app makes $50,000 a month and has actually been on the Apple Store for less than 6 months. It's really incredible. Now let's move on to our second app. This one makes $60,000 and it's a Bible app. You heard that right. It's a note-taking app. At the same time, you can also record your prayers. At the same time, you can also talk to the Bible, so you can get advice from the Bible's perspective. This is truly a successful app, and it's easy to make, because it's possible to make this app with a rec system. Why is it powerful? Because really, it allows you to record these routines, both making it possible to track them and to share daily updates. Together with you in this way, it also impacts your daily life. And being able to get advice and talk to the Bible is truly valuable. For example, you can create another version of this for meetings. You can make other versions for mosques or for meditation. Or for instance, if you make something like a marriage counselor, a specific database would serve as the rector. Couples can talk to the marriage counselor. All of these will work, so don't think these are too niche. The more niche you go, the faster you earn. After a few applications, you'll see this very clearly. Now let's look at this application, IncyNote. This is the note-taking app, as you can see. $6,000, $60,000. And you can also see how it looks like this. Notes from the Bible. so listening to notes and so on. It has many features. It has also received good ratings, 4.9. Of course, we did the same thing again, like this. You can see it this way. All of them are our Bible Note app. These apps have QR codes, by the way. You can try them out, by the way. As you can see, you can create AI summaries, flashcards, and insights like this. It has transcription. You can see which part it's from. There are daily to-dos. There are daily reminders. From here, you can record your voice and speak. You can pray. Here's the Bible. As you can see, you are talking with the Bible. And here are the settings. We made this app, so it's actually progressed quite a bit. By the way, it progressed with Tech Prompt. Now we need to connect the background. We'll use NH10 here again. With NH10, we'll connect the user to the AI agent Bible, because it knows everything from A to Z since the Bible is in the RAC system. But at the same time, information about the user will also be sent, and each user will access their own tables, and it will know what information the user has shared before. In this way, as the conversation continues, it will turn into an application tailored to the user. As more is shared, it's easy to build. It's also easy to launch to the market. That's why I definitely recommend this as well. But for example, as I mentioned earlier, variations like a marriage counselor can also rise very quickly because there aren't any. You can think of it that way. I'm going to do these things. I also recommend that you do them. By the way, we will do all of these together in the community. For next week, we will develop one application together each day. So if you join us, welcome in advance. If you want to build a mobile app, I will show you how to develop these mobile apps from A to Z, what you need to do. We will develop them together. We will also publish it together. We will get it on the Apple Store. We will get it on the Android Store, and we will set up the payments. We will do all of it from scratch. Now let's move on to the next one. This one is called AI Home Decoration, which basically works as a virtual interior designer. You take a photo of a place, of the room, the garden, wherever. It's an app that decorates according to your preferences or style. I think it's very clever, so it's no surprise that it's popular. This app makes $100,000. Why does it work? Because, for example, when you want to shop or decorate, or you're curious about how something will look somewhere, having an architect draw these things for you is already very expensive, but now you have an architect in your pocket who gives you ideas. Visualization is the most important thing here. Here we can use Nano Bana, again with the training connection. So what can be done with this, for example? This is like interior architecture. You can create a system focused on the garden, or you can create a system focused on a coffee shop or an office. You can also create a system to convert Airbnbs or garages. All right, let's take a look now. We all look like this. Home decor, design, as we discussed, room, garden, flooring. You can change everything like wall colors. We've done this too. Now let me click Generate Design. There we go. Here we have the design we want. There's a before and after. Let me show it like this. So you can download it. You can close it. You can save it. If you ask how we will do this, actually it can be done with this as well. When you click Select Style, there's a custom style option. There's also Minimalist. You click Generate. If you ask how to do this, you'll do it with Nano Banana. It will show the photo here and actually send it. It will take a photo, say upload, or do a shoot related to this photo. After that, it will make changes to that thing. And again, in the user table, in the mathematics database user matching, a suitable image will be shown to that user. I've shown this in other videos too, but I'll do it with Nano Banana. To get it, we'll use a rock or an intermediary company. It's very simple. Here, the prompt comes ready. Visual goes with the prompt. The image is being edited and is coming back. You may think like this. This is also one of the easy applications. He earns $100,000. You know, what we call easy is earning $100,000 per month. Unbelievable. Remember all of these. New applications. Now we come to the fourth one, Mojilab. Mojilab is so much fun because it's an AI-powered sticker and meme creation application. You can create any sticker or meme you want. Why is it holding? Because messaging is one of the things we do most in daily life, and thanks to this app, we can send more personalized messages unique to ourselves. If you think about what alternatives there are or what we can do in this vibe, for example, for fans, for sports fans, or for cities, neighborhoods, or cultural things, AI and applications can be developed. Let's take a look right away. Moji Lab, Meme Maker, Pro Stickers, and Emoji look like this. You can see their pages here, what has been done. There are emojis, there are memes. You can write whatever you want. You can also create visuals with AI. We did it too, as you can see. Stickers, trending now, memes. You can make all of them, including GIFs. You can also create them yourself. For example, you can add a sticker like this, or you can add things like this. Let me delete this, for example. You can make a new one from here. Let me show you like this. I added this, or I added the dog. I think it's really good. I can write text. I can change the position of all of them. We've already done this much. We'll also add AI support, our own page, and so on. It's really nice. It's truly a great app. I really like this one too. You can also apply your own packs to user-specific pages and do-it-yourself content. How much did we say this one earns? $100,000. That's really good. It's not something that can't be done. That's why I want these app ideas to be a bit of a snack, a motivation for you. This is one of the most surprising ones. You'll be surprised because it's a very niche app. Winless Snap. What is this? It actually looks at the photo of the records. You take a photo of the record. It tells you what condition it's in. And in addition, what's its value? It tells you that too, because what you call a record is a special collection. Actually, no one has just a single record, but their values vary a lot. It changes depending on the condition. Sometimes it becomes very rare. It's not really possible to know this. That's why it tells you both the condition and gives you information. It also measures its financial value. This app makes $70,000 in a way you would never expect. It earns $70,000 a month, and it's a new app that's less than 6 months old. What does this mean? Actually, if you find such very niche apps, you shouldn't be afraid to get into it. If you get a signal, because even I have a bias against such an app. Will it work or not? I would have doubted it too, while trying to get it off the ground though. But they've received this kind of validation. That means they've gotten this kind of demand from somewhere within their own community. And they've done it. Right now, it's making $70,000. Incredible. Let's see together what we can use this for, by the way. It can be used for secondhand books, comic books, sports cards, or vintage toys. It can be used for secondhand items. You can make use of these. We checked out the app. This is how our app looks on the Apple Store. You can see it like this: vinyl, snap scan, and visual record. $70,000. It's really very good. Here are its features. It tells you how much it costs. It tells you the songs, the tracks inside. It tells you the condition, etc. It also has good ratings. A 4.7 rating. Let's open it. Now, this is how our app looks. You can scan. It scans like this. By the way, it's really nice. There's a cool effect. We're using the demo. As you can see, Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Fudge came up. I can add it to my collection. I say scan again. Here you can see the value of your own collection. How does this work? By the way, Dark Side of the Moon just came up. You have multiple plans. As you add, you can save the collection value here, or you can come here, for example. You can check the features of Neon Skies, its current condition, and the state of its cover. You can record everything, all the information like the track lists inside, which tracks are included when it was made. At the same time, here you can find lots of things, featured collections, stories about artists, and many other things. It turned out to be a really nice app. I'm thinking, should we launch as a competitor? Right now, we'll use Netin here as well. Again, we'll use both a database from Netin and the tables, the SAPA base tables. We'll also upload an image here and get a vision from it. After obtaining the vision from the image, we'll have the image analyzed. Then we'll have research done about this image as well. We'll set up a system on the internet to track its value. We need to figure out where to look. We need to do some research. We just need to set up a valuation engine. It's not that hard, let me put it that way. A value of $70,000. Now we've come to January. Monthly, you can see the figure of $300,000 here. That's quite high, isn't it? This is a 6-month application. Overall, it's one of the things that surprised me the most, but not in a bad way. I would expect it to make this much money because it allows you to talk to all AI language models. Within the same application, you can choose and use whatever you want, GPT-4, GPT-5, Gemini, Cloud, whatever is available. So what's the deal with this? Actually, instead of being tied to a single app, users get to use many different apps and language models here. They don't have to switch between different applications or change apps. From a single point, since they can use everything from one place, it becomes very appealing. For example, you can adapt this for research assistants or students with different applications. You can make a version of it specifically for students as well, or it could be for salespeople, for teachers. Let's take a look. This is our app that makes $300,000 a month. At first glance, it actually looks like a classic chatbot. It can also generate images, and in fact, it already does that in ChatGPT as well. You can see its features like this. Yes, it's basically a chatbot like this. Let's take.
We got our job postings. Quick note, if you want to go deeper, I built a community where we teach these systems. We have thousands of templates, weekly calls, and full courses. We'll create everything from scratch together on live builds. So if you want to join our community, the name is Unfair Advantage. We will create full apps, SaaS products, cloud code implementations, NA10, and the most important part, if you're coming from scratch, if you're just starting, you will find all the documentation, all the support you need. So let's continue.
A look at ours. I think it's really nice. Let me refresh it actually. This should also be in our effects. AI chatbot. When we get here, we have a lot of features. Right here. Translate text, explain math, make summaries. It does all of them. I selected translate text. As you can see, it automatically tells you how you can translate text. You can also check the history here. You can also select models here, Cloud 3, Cloud DeepSync, etc., and so on. You can also add files. You can even send audio. We have a lot of features, so we've built a similar application ourselves. And remember, this is a $300,000 application. So what needs to be done here? There will be a user database and racks. There will be tables. The user's chats will be stored in those tables so that the chat history can be recalled. There will be a GPT assigned to each chat looking at the corresponding table. We'll send requests to different endpoints for GPT. There might not be a need for NAT here. We can do it entirely by embedding it into SAPA base and using Python scripts. When I say it might not be necessary, the process becomes even simpler. You can actually prepare these Python scripts very easily with Cloud Code. Actually, so after creating it here, we can move the application to Cloud Code. And after moving it to Cloud Code, actually, what will the backend endpoint connect to? It will connect to GPT. It will connect to OpenAI. We will provide the script for how it should communicate once it connects there. What else will it connect to? Cloud. This time, we will provide the connections and details for the cloud. The important thing here is to keep track of credit usage. So, based on what will you offer packages? How many messages will it receive? How many messages? How much will it spend? You need to anticipate this. Each model has a different cost. So you need to set pricing accordingly. It's already a general price. You can't really go with a heavy credit-based system here because it would confuse people. That's why you need to establish a general logic and have credit spent at an average rate. Other than that, there's no challenge here, and it's a very successful application. $300,000, I repeat, again and again and again. I think it's very valuable. Now let's move on to the next one. Now we've come to the 7th one. This one isn't small either. We're talking about an app that made $200,000. AI Logo Maker. Here are things like the company name and keywords. If it makes logos for you, you've probably seen these already, but isn't it surprising that an app that's only 6 months old can make this much money? Especially if you're interested in artificial intelligence, sometimes it feels like everything has already been done. You might think, they've already done this. Whoever did it is already making money. Everyone already knows about this. But that's not how it works at all. Just because we're interested in AI and we know about it doesn't mean everyone else does too. And even if they do know, not everyone has the time to do it themselves. They just want to use it. They just want to get a few logos made. They're not going to go and build an app for that. They'll just use what's already available. That's why this app is making $200,000. At the same time, there are always new businesses opening. There's always something new being created, and there's always a need for logos. What can we do with this? Make an email version from YouTube. You can make it with mockups. You can make package mockups, product package mockups, podcast cover. You can make cover art, or you can create other apps that generate brand kits. All of them connected to AI. It's quite simple. As you can see, here it is. Logo Maker is here. This is how it looks. It created the logos, pages, and so on. Of course, I did this again, as you can see. Let it be whatever you want, Mert. I clicked Create Logo. It was created like this. It changed. Of course, there's no connection here, but we even did these things on the front end. You can download it or apply different styles. You can set it to minimal. You can change the styles. Now, we'll send these as you wish with AI. Or as you can see, when you click Create New Logo, there are different styles. You can select styles from here and save them. What are we going to do with this? A prompt style will come. We'll send this to Net as well. From Net, we'll connect to the Nano node, then to Pro. The image will come back, and we'll directly transfer the returned image. This is not a small amount of money. It's a $200,000 system working like this. It's not very complicated. It doesn't have very complex features. You just need to know how to set up a user table. Artificial intelligence will do it for you. And you also need to connect to that thing, to its core. That's also very easy. So you have no excuse not to do this, like I said. Let's continue. We'll move on to number 8. Before we move on to 8 here, it gets a monthly subscription there. This system gets a weekly membership. 8. Our app is MenuFit. What does this do? It scans a restaurant's menu to see if there are any dishes suitable for you. Are there any healthy dishes? It finds this out. This is actually very valuable because deciding what to eat and whether it's suitable for your diet is one of the biggest problems. You think about this when you go to a restaurant or even before you go. This solves that problem. In addition, it also solves another issue. It makes choosing your meal easier too, because it picks the meal for you. In other words, it suggests to you what you should eat. This is an app that solves 2 problems at once. That's why it's very valuable in terms of nutrition, in the sense of nutrition. If you have a goal for your macros and you're trying to reach it, it's an app that tracks the amount of protein you need to consume daily for you, so you don't have to calculate it every time. That's why it's so popular and makes $60,000 a month. This app, for example, you can create versions of this for airports, hotel room service, schools, sports stadiums, or you can just do this one. Now let's take another look. This is MenuFit. This is how it looks. It scans restaurants. He looks at their menu. He extracts their Marco values. It tells you whether it is suitable or not. Or you can talk to him. This is our MenuFit. Now we have the application. MenuFit. As you can see, it is really beautiful. Protein Hammer said. He said ultimate protein. You see the products here. When you click on it, you can see all its nutritional values. You see the featured dishes, or here, you can look at restaurants and see the healthy dishes on their menus. Or you have your favorite dishes, the ones you call your favorites. And in this way, there is a system where you can set and track all your macro goals. Similarly, there are custom tables for the user, a unique rec system. Here you also need to do some scraping. By scraping the restaurants and looking at their menus, what kind of system is suitable for whom? You need to show this, but it's not very difficult, as I said. Especially, I see that these kinds of applications in the health field, in the biohacking field, and in the nutrition field are very popular. Again, it's an application that can be created with the most educational database and a few scripts. So you can do it in a month, even at the most advanced level if you dedicate 2 or 3 hours a day. If you spend 5 hours a day, it could even be done in 2 weeks. But in the end, you have the chance to earn something like $60,000. But don't aim for that much. Earn $6,000. Set your sights on 10% of it. It's not important at all. Start with $6,000. A few applications will bring you $20, $30, even $40,000 in income. If you ask, why aren't you doing it yourself? Well, I am doing it too. I'm sharing as well. Now, 7 is done, 8 is done, we're coming to 9. We've come to one of the big ones again. It's a 6-month project. Let me repeat. Lange Law. an English teacher. Here, you do daily practices. The point your AI English teacher especially emphasizes is, I never judge you. It became very popular because it's an app that removes the embarrassment factor and, as you said, lets you practice as much as you want. It has been downloaded 200,000 times and generates 300,000 in revenue per month in 6 months. How can we use this? We can do the same thing and make a smaller version of it. Or for example, we could say English for negotiations. We could say that. We could say interview preparation. We could say accent reduction, or we could focus on legal English. It's completely up to your preference, but this is one of the apps that needs to be made. You can also use it for other languages, not just for English. If you see a local opportunity, you can use it for that as well. You can create a similar app and sell it to language schools. There are so many options. Here we are again. We see it on the Apple Store. We can also see how the app itself looks. We can see its ratings as well, and we submit our own app. As you can see, there's AI Speak here. Our lessons have been created. Here, there's a Start Conversation option. There are topics. For example, there are practical topics like making a doctor's appointment or job searching related to salaries. In this way, you have categories like daily life and medicine. When you tap Start Conversation, you begin speaking. It also allows you to practice speaking out loud. I think this feature is very valuable. This way, you can record and send it. You also have your own page at the same time. What are we going to do here? Here, it's more logical to write the scripts of the listening models and connect them with Python scripts. You can also train and connect specific models so that it can respond faster. But if you connect it to N8N, it won't be too slow either. No one expects a response at the speed of light anyway. You can connect it to N8N, send the question there, get the audio back, and have a conversation this way. As I said, it became much easier with MCP, but you can also do this by connecting with a webhook, this much. This is a very easy application to do. Remember, he earns $300,000 per month. We're coming to the 10th. 10. Zossified 3D body scan. What's this? Thanks to the phone camera, it records 360-degree video and analyzes body shape. So it's not just weight analysis. It tells you which areas of your body need work based on your body shape. Or for example, you're lifting weights, you haven't lost weight, but your body has become more toned. It gives you feedback about these things. It's a more niche area, but it has 40,000 downloads and earns $40,000 a month. I think that's very valuable. With this, for example, you can do things like posture analysis, or you can do remote physical therapy monitoring, or you can get custom clothing measurements for anything when you're having clothes made, or progress tracking, post-surgery progress, etc. Apps for analysis can be developed, sold to doctors, or provided to other companies. There are very valuable systems here. Let's see. Our app looks like this again. Here is body. There is a virtual body. Zossified. This is our application that makes $40,000. Quite successful. This is our version. It's very nice, as you can see. You can say set a goal and follow it. There are weekly and monthly follow-ups. Let me put it this way. I have my own profile like this. We can also track the body type from here. For example, 360 degrees. In this one, it will go to net in the same way. A video will be recorded for 360 degrees. That video will go to net. On net, we'll give it to Vision, GPT Vision, or Gemini's Vision. After analyzing, we'll set up a scoring system. We need to establish a logic. With the logic we set up, actually, we'll send the scores here. All of these will be placed into the users tables here and will be tracked, because each time with every action, a comparison will be made according to the next table and a kind of mathematics will be established here. Is it very difficult? No, it's not. Thanks to artificial intelligence, you can see how to create these tables, what will happen each time and according to what. For example, it increased by 9, it increased by 0.5, because it's measuring. It can tell you all of this, and I think it's a very valuable application. This too. You can even use it as a cooking assistant in many areas, even while preparing food. A lot can be done. I think it's very valuable. Remember, we looked at 10 different applications. Altogether, these applications are worth millions of dollars. In fact, each of these applications is worth millions of dollars. What does 300,000 mean? These are very large amounts of money. All of them are million-dollar applications. All of them are under 6 months old, and it's possible to make all of them. Now, this $50,000, what is the framework of the application? First, you need to find the right target at the right price with the right data. Then you need to develop worse alternatives. In other words, there are already alternatives. You are going to develop something on top of that. For example, you will make it better. Then this person will spend money here. You will find people who will spend money on the application. Here you can target collectors as in WinLab, or things related to health, or things related to hobbies, because these are people who are eager to spend money on these topics. Then, in this general recurring automation, this is already one of the biggest solutions. You will solve a recurring problem, like a diet, like a ritual, or a general. You will solve something like a demand. And finally, photo or video input. All of these applications have photo or video input when you add this as well. So, if you have an idea in mind, whether you're starting a startup, an AI agency, a SaaS, or a mobile app, it doesn't matter. Just get moving. Every single day, it's getting easier to do these things. The hard part is always taking action, just getting started. And if you join us, I'll make sure you get moving too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.